Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we're gonna go over episode 3 of WWE Evolve. Um, it's trending a little bit better. They took a little bit, I mean, they didn't take it directly from me, but they took a lot of what I was saying last week and kind of changed it up a little bit this week. So kind of some of it was working. There was still a lot of random, but yeah, let's just jump into it. So right off the bat, we had Brenlyn Reese versus, is it Mason Holiday? I forgot how they said her name, which she looked really dope, and I thought she like makes her own outfit and stuff. Outfits, I think. I think that was the one. Yeah, that was the one. She seemed really cool. Obviously, it wasn't much of a match for Brenlyn Reese, who only it was like 3 minutes long. I definitely like the format that they had in the first episode, but they just needed to make like I think it should just be 3 solid matches and then the vignettes and the little bit of story that they're doing. I don't think we need all of these matches like right now. I think they could have definitely cut off 2 of these matches and gave all the other time just a little bit longer. These are glorified speed matches at this point, and I'm not a big fan of it. This match in general, I thought was pretty decent. I'm gonna kind of grade it on a scale of what the show is. I think we got really spoiled by episode 1 because episode 1 I think just absolutely cooked. Then episode 2 was not really my thing, and then episode 3 I think definitely so far, when we'll see in here, it's gotten better, and I think there's like storylines coming from it, so I like it, but I feel like there's still something missing. This match I'd put in a B. It was a solid 3 minute match. Um, Brenlyn Reese looked good, but that was about it. Then next up we had Mark Coffey and Joe Coffey with the Gallus against Jordan Oasis and Sam Holloway. Now the Jordan Oasis and Sam Holloway, like I guess they're like a makeshift tag team. I didn't really care too much, and the strangest thing was he won by knockout. Like I don't think that's a normal rule in any other wrestling match that you just knock out your opponent and win. This one wasn't that great. I'd probably put it in C. It was far less enjoyable than the first match, and the decision win was at the end. And I don't. I feel like Gallus is like one of those tag teams that's a little bit too big to be on Evolve because like they had gold in NXT and it feels really weird for them to be down here for no reason, but I guess. And then we had Chantel Monroe versus Layla Diggs. See, this is the type of match I like because like Layla Diggs is a little bit known to NXT and Chantel Moore is not, or Monroe. That is kind of how you want to do it. You don't want people that are like that well known in NXT. Even just like if you're gonna use sub people, at least do it like 1-1, which they did a lot better. So there wasn't any NXT versus NXT matches like they had last week, which was my biggest gripe. This match I thought was really good. The problem was it just needed more time. 3 minutes is just not enough. I'll put it in B. Like we're grading it on the scale of Evolve, so it was a B match. It was entertaining. I liked it being on the show, but you give me 2-3 more minutes of that, I would have been happy. Like I said, like if you would have got rid of the Gallus match, that's 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes in that match, plus of all the other stuff around it. And you gave 3 minutes to the first match, 3 minutes to this match, and we would be looking at maybe A's on both of these. But you know, not what we got. Then we had the Kylie Ray thing where she got a note from Wendy Chu last week, and they had tried to ask her what it was, but it's like a little bit of a storyline going on. And then obviously, what is it? Is it Zacher? I was also involved with it. I thought it was decent. I like that they tried to put a little story. It was very little bit of time that they were building up on it. I thought it was a decent little add to the show. I like that there's going to be at least a little bit of story to week, which I'm cool with. Like that's kind of what WWE does, and they already have more story than a lot of the AEW storylines. Then we had I didn't even get the picture of this match, so I just realized this. It was Kaylee Armstrong versus Hayes Jamison. Like they gave Hayes Jamison such a good like little like vignette that I didn't think she was gonna get beaten in 50 seconds. The match I'd probably put in D. Is just I don't know why. I don't really like Armstrong's character yet because all she does is demand for a match and she like demanded for this match. It just kind of felt weird. Then we had another tag match, which is Tyson DuPont and his partner that are in NXT with Wesley defeated Draco, Knox, and Tate Wilder. This team wasn't that bad. They didn't really have like a gel. Obviously, they're not really probably a tag team together. The Tate Wilder was, he was pretty solid in the ring. Draco Knox had some big man moves. I didn't think it was too bad. Obviously, the two NXT guys were not too bad either, but again, not really sure why they were here. Like they're kind of like in TNA and in NXT. This feels like way out of line. Like I could understand if it was like a Tyson DuPont like singles match against somebody down there. I could kind of see something like that, but seeing like a legitimate tag team, that's that and Gallus both being down there. And they don't do anything because they're not putting over people because they're not going to obviously lose. So it's kind of just not that great. This match, I'd still probably put just in the B area. It was entertaining. A little short. Again, wish a little bit of time on it, but not much. And then during the main event, we saw Swipe Rife and Zeta Steel looking like they're in maybe some type of faction. I like it. I think it works for their gimmicks and stuff. So I'd put it in S tier. It'd be kind of crazy to get a faction down here just in Evolve, but I'm cool. I'm just Zeta still needs a match by episode 5. I'm sorry if she doesn't have a match, I might have to stop covering this because she's probably the, at least to me, the most well-known person who's on the roster that's like Evolve, not NXT. So she should have a match by now. And all we've seen her in 2 episodes, but she talked in one and did nothing here. So, I still like that the idea that they're making a faction swipe right seems douchey, but they seem like a decent heel faction that could be doing some stuff. And then we had the full main event, which was Luca, who's part of the family, against Javier Bernald, who I'm pretty sure was also part of NXT. So like it's just NXT versus NXT again. Not like don't like it. This one I'll forgive a little bit because Luca hasn't had a lot of NXT matches and Javier has been hurt. So this is kind of like maybe something to ease him in. Again, a little bit low on the matches, like match time. It was 5 minutes. It wasn't a bad 5 minutes, I'll give it. Like it definitely felt decent compared to a lot of it, but I can't put it higher than a B, even in like the grading scale that I do for Evolve, which I didn't even have to use for episode 1. So I really thought like, oh, I don't have to worry about this. We're just going to rate these like normal matches. And then episode 2 happened, and I felt bad to put it all in C and D. So we kind of went back to the scale, and I think this was better. I think episode 1 still way better than all of these. And yeah, and then at the very end, was it Carver and God, I forgot the other big guy's name. They came down to kind of like intimidate Luca, which I'm cool with. They gave both of those big men like quick squashes. I do think a triple threat would be pretty cool. They're building some story. I like it. It's it's hard to put on an hour show of just stuff, and they're doing their best. But yeah, I definitely want to see more of like the actual matches and stuff like that. So that would be my suggestion. Like I said last time, I feel like definitely 3 matches, and that would have been good. Yeah, I would have definitely got rid of the Gallus match, split that in half, gave the 3 minutes to each one of these 2 matches, the 2 women's matches, and then I would have cut the squash match. I would have cut the tag match, the men's tag match here, and I would have spread that like the extra 4 minutes there, or even a couple extra here and there. I just think each match should be at least like my feeling. Most matches should be long enough and high enough to be able to put on cage match. Their only requirement is that they have a working profile here and 5 minutes, and they don't follow under that, and it's kind of annoying because it's like I would love to rate them on cage match, and I feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal because it's only 5 minutes, but yeah, it didn't work out. But we shall see how the next episode go. If you guys enjoying this Evolve content, make sure you like and comment. I'm gonna at the moment continue still reviewing these. They're fun to do, and yeah. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.